Hi everyone, it's Marco Zannini and I am the business developer of 101 CAFFE. I am here today to discuss together with you about why join the 101 CAFFE Franchising Network for you could be a driver to bring customers to your store or to your coffee shop. That's me. Okay, something about the schedule of our webinar. We will discuss a little bit about 101 CAFFE, 101 CAFFE Franchising Network, later about how to drive to store the customers, and finally about how my existing store, coffee shop, restaurant could become profitable with 101 CAFFE. So if you already have one activity, or if you would like to open an activity by a reconversion, so that's quite common that, okay, I would like to open a coffee shop, I buy an existing coffee shop, and later I do a reconversion. I make a reconversion. Why and how it could be profitable? Well, some information about the network. This is the mission of 101 CAFFE. 101 CAFFE is the mission is build a strong Italian identity for espresso coffee, packaged in pods and capsules with its unique and authentic origin, handed down by a generation of excellent roasters. What I mean? I mean that the idea, the mission of our CEO was to create something very Italian, with everything coming from Italy, with everything sounding Italian, and with everything that told to any customer that we are really 101% Italian. Here are our awards. Well, we have only the most recent ones. We won the award as Retailer of the Year in 2020, 2021, and 2019, 2020, both times against Nespresso as a finalist. We also won many awards about recipes, about ingredients, about products. So we won the award with Gran Milano Product of the Year 2020-2021. We also won the two previous editions, Napoletano and Nocciolini.
Oh mia bella Madonnina, che te brilla di lontano, tutta d'oro e piscinina, ti te domine Milano, sotto a ti se vive la vita, se sta mai coi mani in mano, canten tu lontan de Napoli e se mere, ma Milano, Leon Garra,
Well, it was Gran Milano. It's a product of the year 2020-2021. We can move on. We can move forward to the next one. Here we discuss a little bit about the network. Now we have more than 150 units in Italy. Another one added today with the preliminary signed. And in our openings, we have many countries in the world. Now, from the end of this week to July, we have 6 openings outside Italy, new. We already have Switzerland, Morocco with 2 units, Singapore with 3 units, Armenia and Kuwait. Now they will be reached by Oman, by Qatar, by Saudi Arabia, but also France with 2 units, one in the continent and one in Ile de la Réunion. While we wait for all of the other ones, a little bit delayed by the general situation in the world. Here the components about what is a franchise. A franchise is a mix between brand, range, know-how, and assistance. Sometimes I heard the question, well, how much is a brand? But we don't sell a brand. And this is not something you find in the supermarket. In order to provide, in order to move a real franchising, of course, you need a brand and a range. But what is most important in a franchise structure are know-how and assistance. Without them, this is not franchise, this is license. Franchisee identikit, self-employment, multi-unit, and master franchisee. What are these ones? Self-employment. Well, I change myself. I make a professional reconversion. I leave my job and I open something by myself, only by myself. That's self-employment. Multi-unit, I would like to be a retailer, but with many units. Maybe I am already a retailer with other units already opened. So I have two, I open another one. I have three, I open another one. That's multi-unit. Master franchisee, I would like to develop one full country, one full area of the country, many countries. I would like to develop one territory. With what? With one or more models. So store is a model where you sell. So store is, in our situation, is food retail. Food retail means that you sell food and beverage, but of course, it's a store. So you enter inside, you have someone skilled about products inside. We have degustation and we have sales. Store, we take away cafe. So we take away coffee shop. Sometimes I call in this way. I have something for sale, but I also have something for the breakfast. And I have a connection between them. The customer comes to buy capsules. The customer comes to take breakfast. The one that buy capsule can also take breakfast. The one that take breakfast can also buy capsules and also makers. That's just to provide a short example. So I have two models together in a very strict connection. Cafe Plus Market is a gourmet Italian cafe. So it's a place where the focus is on the service. So I sit down, I take my breakfast, I take my coffee break, I take my quick lunch, I take my full lunch, I take my ice cream. But most of all, I am sit down to drink and to eat something. Later, there is also an area to buy products or to sell if I am the franchisee. And finally, we have the truck or ape car. Truck or ape car are the same idea with different proportion, with different investment. So I would like to build a coffee shop on the road. So without a fixed positioning, without a unit, but going. And well, here are some pictures about the store, about the store plus coffee shop takeaway, but in shopping mall. Here are the coffee shop plus market, where you can see you have sittings, you have counter is very important, and the selling area on the right side is much smaller and less important. Furthermore, well, this is something very actual. All of our stores were not closed during the pandemic and due to the pandemic. We have anything necessary for emergency. We have anything necessary for health, and we can stay open in any situation. Because we are grocery, we are food retail. And we are food retail in what segment? In the coffee. So the coffee is a segment in a very strong position. We are lucky. I cannot deny it. And portioned coffee, so single serve, is growing very fastly. So it's growing in percentage. It's growing in position in the market. In the last year, we had an increase everywhere in the world for private consumption of coffee, and most of the consumption was in single serve. Because I am at home, I can take one maker, I can take my coffee, later my chocolate, later my tea with the same maker. Here our team. You can see resumed the team working in offices, and there the team working in logistics. Well, think very carefully about it. It's not important if you already have one activity by yourself or if you are running a new one. What is important is that you cannot be skilled in everything. Oh, I am not skilled in everything. No one is skilled in everything. So it's necessary to have a staff where each one is skilled in something. So you can have everything with the focus on sales. So I am in my unit, and what is my duty? I need to establish a relationship with the customer, and I need to sell. This is my duty. I need something for the software. I'm not skilled in software. Oh, well, we have IT. I'm not skilled in communication. Well, we have social media, we have graphic, we have IT specialists. I'm not skilled in data analysis. I don't know how to measure, how to identify what are my flows. We have a we have a data analyst working only on this field. And well, that's the logistic. What is the strength of the logistic? Well, maybe you know that for sure you know that you need to have a stock in your units. Everyone need to have a stock. Everyone need to have something that is sustainable in financial, and with no imposition. So we don't give imposition to our franchisee to buy. We don't tell our franchisee you have to buy at least 10,000 euro per month. This is not. We don't have imposition at all. What I mean is that we have logistics for all of you. Later, you move your orders following your needful, your time, your financial requirements, and that's it. You move based on your needful. Okay, now I move more quickly. 101 Caffè, 101 Caffè is in membership with Franchise Association, and most of all is in membership also with Food Empire Holdings. Food Empire Holdings are our partners since the end of 2017. They are a multinational company with several brands in the field of food and beverage listed on the Singapore Stock Exchange, but the company is Italian. It's completely Italian, and the driving is completely Italian. They are with us because, well, this is an award for us, because we demonstrated that we are, well, we can be in connection with very, very big players. And how to drive your customers to the store, to your coffee shop, to everywhere. Well, okay, what customers are looking for in a store after the pandemic? There are, well, some trends that we identified during the pandemic, and there are some options and some opinions about what it will happen later. Customer needs humanity, and at the same time is much more technological than before. What I mean that the customer needs relationship. In the last year, a lot of people approached the online. A lot of people that never used online, never used the internet, never used Amazon, and never used the online platform. So there are many people more that are skilled in moving online, and that would like to receive information, and that would like to receive an easy and comfortable way to buy from online. But there are a lot of people that now would like to go, because they stayed close at home, they stayed with the restrictions, and they would like to be in touch with others. They would like to have a human relationship, and they would like to have an advice. So I am physically in 101 Caffè inside the store, and I need an advice. Why I need an advice? Because in the market I can find a lot of varieties. In 101 Caffè, you find more. In our market, no one company work with the same range we have. No one. Only for Nespresso compatibles, we have 67 varieties. much more than espresso the same. In Dolce Gusto, we have 95 varieties, much more than Nestlé range, and so on. You can see here some numbers. We have totally more than 600 SKUs branded 101 Cafe. The full range consists of more than 1,600 selections and include coffee, gourmet coffee or drinks, coffee makers, accessories, and everything could be necessary to provide a full coffee experience. The average margin is up to 50% for 101 Cafe branded products. I cannot assure that this is true everywhere in the world, but this is true everywhere in the world for our experience. So everywhere we opened, we reached this target and something more, depending by the country. I'm talking here about gross margin. Later, we have the Italian mood because everything is made in Italy. And here you can see an overview about the range. So you can see in region what we have. Italian regional coffee, pure origin coffee, gourmet coffee and hot drinks, wellness drinks, tea infusion and chamomiles, Italian cucina, so soups, but also vegan okay, rainforest certified. We are a company organic certified, so bio certified, and we sell organic products. And as you can see, we work with 11 capsules now, because we have project to expand the number of capsules with something new in next months. Very important. And later beans ground soluble. Here we represent our range in regions. We represent our range about coffee blends. Our coffee comes from everywhere in Italy. So when we tell people, oh, well, we have Napoletano, we don't give you a name. We give you an identity. Napoletano is really Napoletano. It comes from Naples. It's roasted for the Napolitan tradition, so very dark and very bitter. And this is the traditional Napolitan taste. This is the same for any blend coming from any region, Sicily, from Milano, from Torino, from Napoli, Naples, as you prefer, and from Venice, Venezia, as you prefer again, and from Emilia-Romagna. So we represent the tradition of many regions. And here we represent, for example, Sicilia blend, 40 Arabica, 60 Robusta. And as you can see, Sicilia is available for all of the standards. So for Dolce Gusto compatible, Nespresso compatible, beans, ground, any other capsule and pod. Coffee makers, accessories, and tasties. Well, maybe you know that makers are good to be sold, but these are not only good to be sold. These are essential for a retail unit in coffee, and it's essential that you are comfortable with them, because makers are technology, and technology is something you need to manage, and we manage it. We have production by our own, so we have spare parts, we have control, we have assistance, we have maintenance. We can provide you information, and we can provide you assistance at any time. And this is very important. There are not so many players in the world. Well, maybe there are not other players in the world, other retailers working with so many different technologies at the same place with the same producer. Because now we have 101 Cafe devices for Nespresso, for Lavazza Espresso Point, for Nescafé Dolce Gusto, for Paper Pod. We have our Mic Froder, and we are moving many models more. And again, anything connected with coffee is here. We can move forward to the next one, the customer experience. Our warm welcoming involves all of senses. So we have degustation area to taste, warm colors to, to feel you more comfortable and more familiar and warm In fact, coffee aroma to let you smell and to introduce you to the taste of coffee later. Italian music to involve you in an Italian ambient. By our 101 Caffè web radio online, everywhere the same radio in any place in the world. Lights and packaging are a combination to involve your eyes and to involve your feelings because we highlight our products and we tell people, well, you can see what we are, you can see what we do, you can see what you can find here. And furthermore, and finally, there is the in-store communication. So, well, you can have a good product, but if you don't know how to sell, if you don't communicate you have a good product, you don't have it. In fact, communication is as much important as the quality. You have quality, you tell people you have quality, you involve them. They have an expectation, and the expectation is true and satisfied. And this is very, very important. So we have a selection of products for your store. We have arrangement of goods on shelves. So we provide you also visual about how to do it. We have visual merchandising. We have visual displays, graphics, and communication. And later we can also involve specific topics for, well, local market, local events, and also seasonals, because there are also communication moved seasonals. This is the same also in Italy. Well, what about the social network communication? Social network are very important. We discussed a little bit about the online. You need to involve people. So you need to communicate. As I told you right now, you need to communicate people that you have quality, you have products. Come here and look for you what you can find. So I involve you, for example, here with the Father's Day on the left, or with the Gran Milano product of the year on the right side. So you tell people, well, now that's Father's Day, would you like to buy something for your father? Would you like to prepare a gift, a special gift, a coffee maker, one mocha, some particular tastes, some particular blends? And the same for Gran Milano. Oh, well, we have one product that won the award in Italy, and the election was by the customers. But if you don't tell people we have something that won an award, they cannot imagine. If you don't tell people we have something high quality, well, they define what is the quality by themselves. They sometimes define quality based on communication. So bad communication means bad quality. Good communication means good quality. Here the service is connected with something we will introduce a little bit later, the omnichannel. Well, when you have the takeaway, when you have deliveries at home, you are making one service. When you have after sales, so when you manage one problem, when you manage one inquiry, when you give some suggestions, some advice to the customer, you provide him a service. Service is part of our brand identity. You are not only a seller when you sell. You are a seller at any time. The first time that the customer comes inside, during the degustation, after the degustation, during the sell, in after sales, you are 101 Caffè. If you think that you are behind the counter, you cross your arms and you wait for the customer, that's not 101 Caffè. In my opinion, this is not the present, well, this is not trading, not for the customer today. No one customer is attracted by one guy inside crossing the arms and waiting for him. Oh, well, I take mine, I pay, and that's it. I never come back. Now, talking about the service, we can move to the next slide. Okay, here we have a tutorial only to show you how it works, the scaling process in OneMaker. We can also open the video if this is possible. Okay. Well, you saw this video about how to provide after-sales assistance. This is very, very important. This is very important to be connected with your customer, to share with him what he can do, and to let him know that, for example, the scaling is something not only well to make a sell because you make a sell. But this is something to get something better in your mouth, to get something better in your health, and to enlarge the life of your coffee maker, of your electrical device. We can move to the next one, to the next slide. Here we talk very, very quickly about our e-commerce. E-commerce is not something well disconnected by the retail store. This is something on the opposite, absolutely connected. Now today the customer buying online is the same customer that can buy from a mobile and from an app, and it's the same customer that can come to the store. So we have an e-commerce very, very, very proficient and working very well. And all of our partners moving as a master franchise built an e-shop to provide service to their customers. So, resuming this one, you have an efficient pre and after sales support services. You have guarantee of quality about products and affordable prices. You have the certainty of always finding favorite products in the store. You have acceptance of all means of payment. You have guarantee of secure transactions. You have quick and easy process for returning goods by the customer. What are these ones? What is this list? This is what the customer is looking for. So today I am a customer and I am looking for these ones. So belonging to a franchise network is a guarantee for the customer, because today I am in 101 Caffè in Milano, tomorrow I am in 101 Caffè in Singapore. I find the same one. I know that if I go to 101 Caffè in Singapore, I find the same nocciolino I find in Italy. Well, this is also my experience when I go outside Italy. Sometimes me or someone with me is looking for something for some franchise because they don't know the local habits and they think, okay, if I go to a franchise, I know what I can find. Well, so how my existing store, coffee shop, restaurant could become profitable with 101 Caffè? We can move it. Well, your activity changed or is changing due to number and kind of visitors, average ticket, activity, identity and communication, product identity, products very common to find, risk and limitation and choices to change your activity. Here, the starting point is that you are moving with something already open, okay? As I introduced at the beginning of the webinar, there are a lot of places in difficulty. This is not in discussion everywhere in the world, and sometimes it could be a good idea to well, to take over one unit already working and have a renewal, because you can get already a customer basis. You can get already something efficient and working properly, and you can renew it. Anyway, what in any case you need to face is this list. Because today, well, someone moved from physical to online. So that's the number and the kind of visitors. Oh, sorry, the slide before. The average ticket, oh, well, if I have less customers or if I'm not comfortable to have so many, I need to increase my ticket. So you need to have upselling. You need to have something to do upselling. Activity, identity, communication. As I told you, maybe I have fantastic products, but I'm very bad in communication. What people thinks is that my products are very bad. This is not only a question of communication in social media. This is the signage, this is the display, these are the shelves inside. This is the full concept, physical and online, physical or online too. So I need to move an efficient communication. I need to create a product identity. And well, this is true again everywhere in the world, that you can find some products everywhere. So if I find this one here and in my city, I find the same product 10 times in 10 different retail units with different prices, with different positioning, but that's the same one. I buy the cheapest one, or what is more comfortable for me, for the place I live, and so on. But if you have something exclusive, and in franchise you have something exclusive, this is for law, for regulations. Well, I am the customer. I can find Nocciolino 101 Caffè only inside 101 Caffè. So I buy them. And finally, risk and limitation in choices. So today you have one problem. You ask to me. You ask about it to me. You ask about it to a colleague of mine, to a technician, to a commercial, to a customer care, to anyone. And this is true also if maybe your location was performant, and this is not anymore, because maybe for urban changes and so on, or maybe the flow of customers changed, and maybe it makes sense that you started at the store and today you move to have also the breakfast, or you started with the breakfast and today you remove the breakfast and you move only to the store. And now we can move. Okay. We are in a very strange time, and market is not easy at all for the crisis we are facing right now. Even if now the crisis seems to, well, it seems that we are at the end of the tunnel. It seems so. Or well, not so far from the end of the tunnel for the vaccination everywhere. But in any case, you can work in coffee market quite quickly with our experience. And now during the pandemic time, we opened other units in Italy and outside. And we didn't need so much time. And the experience and the structure of the franchisor can reduce strongly the risk to face with big mistakes due to our experience. When we prepare the first supply, we are in coordination with our partner. We are in coordination with our franchisee. But we have something to advise him because we have experience in many markets. We have experience in many places. And we understand how to start. But otherwise, if you are by yourself and you need to select products, prices, positioning, quantities, everything by yourself, and later maybe you have MOQs, maybe you have problems with customs and so on. And costs for running due to difficulties you can find in having an independent distribution. That's this one. Okay, what else? What I can do? I change my business, so I make a full restyling of the location. I add another one business to the existing one, dividing my location. This could be also a good idea for a new opening. Maybe the place I find is very, very big, so I'm not comfortable to move just one opening. I received many inquiries in my experience with people that would like to open more franchising in the same place. Why not? Why not? What is important is that you have an area with an identity about the brand and that you have people trained by us and skilled to manage the area. But why not? So that's the added of another one business to the existing one. I had another one business inside my unit, and according with it, because products, brand are aligned. So shop inside a food retailer or a coffee shop. Or finally, I change my location to open a new activity in another one place. That's an example about how it works, more or less. The gray one is the white one is your location. So at present, you are the one on the left. But you can build something different. So something mixed, the one in the middle. So that's an example of shop in shop. I remove only one area of my present business to introduce another one brand. Or maybe I can close. Well, I can renew completely the location to a new one as the last one on the right with our colors. So you can opt for the shop-in-shop formula or decide to change activity by transforming the existing one in a one-on-one cafe. Advantage is to open a one-on-one cafe. I introduced already something. So we discussed about software system. Software system is mandatory to manage properly the minimum stock, the orders, the payment, the loyalty program, and the business intelligence. It's very, very hard. Well, in my opinion, it's not possible today to manage an activity without having an idea about what you are doing. So today, at the end of the day, I'm very satisfied. I sold a lot. I got back a lot of money. So the day was perfect. Well, maybe it was not. Maybe you lost some sales because you finished your top sellers and you are plenty of products with a low rotation. Maybe you sold something with a margin very, very low. So you sold a lot, but you didn't get back so much money. Maybe finally, well, you had a lot of customers, but with a ticket very, very low. So at the end of the day, if you don't have a calculation, if you don't have figures, numbers, you cannot understand really what you did. And this is connected with the software. Later advice and consultancy. Well, you need to understand if visual merchandising, graphics, promotions, pricing and selling process are correctly set up by your side. As I told you, no one of us is skilled in anything. So, for example, I'm not skilled in visual merchandising by myself, but we have a visual merchandising specialist inside the company. I maybe underestimated this one before having a full idea about how it works. You have a better disposition in your display and you sell really a lot, much more. The graphics are the same. Now I don't go in details because maybe I bother you, but most of all of these topics are very, very long and very complicated to explain in details. And this is the reason why I told you, well, maybe it makes sense that you have a support in franchising. The same is for pricing and positioning and for the selling process. Today, you have problems in selling, well, thinking to our products, you have problems in selling Napoletano beans. Do you know what is the problem? No. No. What do? You ask an advice to me. Okay, it makes sense. What do you do otherwise? Oh, well, maybe you change the price. Maybe you tell, okay, this product is not appreciated by customer, but you don't know if the problem is in taste, the problem is in pricing, the problem is in positioning, the problem is in position inside the unit, the problem is in the naming, the problem is, well, in something else, okay? If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a connection, it's very hard for you to understand by yourself what is the problem. Most of all, when you have a lot of varieties. And that's in products, a lot of varieties. If you choose a formula with a cafe, you will be able to offer customers exclusive 101 Caffè recipes and exclusive 101 Caffè products. So, for example, in March, we launched the white chocolate for Nespresso compatible. You need to know that we have it. You need to understand how to work with it. You need to understand what are the reasons for the positioning, for the introducing, for the tasting. This is part of the continuous training. So continuous training is in products, is in advice, is in setting up the budget, is in increase your turnover, is in everything. So in resume, 101 Caffè is an opportunity to consider immediately. If you transform your coffee shop or your restaurant in a store, in a unit 101 Caffè, well, trust in it. It will be important for us to preserve your previous activity history. So we don't remove everything to transform the unit. We use what is inside and we only renew, we only amend your unit. And it's very important you continue to sell the best products and references, only respecting 101 Caffè identity. So you continue to be the last one. Okay, you have one customer basis, maybe very important, with a tradition to come and to drink, I don't know, one coffee with hazelnut cream inside added. Well, it makes sense that this is a recipe in your menu board. And maybe the traditional name in your unit was, I don't know, nocciolato. Okay, we don't amend it because this is what your customer have in mind. So even if maybe this is not really Italian sounding, even if maybe this is not a correct word in Italian language, this is not a big mess right now. This is what people like, this is what people know. Well, we can think to amend it a little bit later, but not right now. Now we are in renewal. If you are already well integrated with the socioeconomic area in which you operate with your current business, you will be more advantaged in your business startup. So what I mean is that you already have a startup, you already had in the past, or the unit that you got had an history in the past, you don't cancel the history. You move together with it. And well, this is 101 Caffè, 101 Caffè, free to choose. We present best Italian coffee roasters because this is our identity. And now I am free for you for your questions. Don't be shy. This is an opportunity. If you have something well that involved you particularly right now, this is an opportunity. Otherwise, of course, take your time, review the slides, review the webinar, think carefully about it, and come back to me with any questions you have, by email, by WhatsApp, by telephone. You find all of our information in the last slide in the in the webinar. Of course, most of you, maybe all of you, already have my references, so you can also engage me directly. You can also fix a call. We have the button also in my signature about how to connect you with my agenda and fix a call. So don't worry about it. Okay, so if no one has specific questions, in my mind, we can consider the webinar as closed, as completed. Really, don't worry and don't hesitate in coming back to me. Don't worry, because I always repeat people that now you are in evaluation about a business. You are not in evaluation about buying one, something for your dinner. You are thinking about business. So this is complicated. This could be expensive. This could be an investment in not only money, but also in attention, but also in resources, but also in your mind. You need to take care. You need to take information. You need to think carefully about it. So the only one stupid question is the one that you don't move because you think that's stupid. Nothing is stupid. Nothing. You can ask me everything you need. But I suggest you to do it because we are receiving a lot of inquiries, but really a lot. We are in a position, as I told you, to open 6 units in 5 different countries between this weekend and July, because this weekend we open in Oman the first unit. And so I suggest you to think carefully but quickly about the business, and later to close your area, to close your territory with a preliminary. So, well, you are the only one inside your territory, and you can be tranquilly looking for the location to set up the business. Thanks a lot again for your attention, and stay healthy every time, and have a nice evening. Thank you.